Izzy and her brother, Aberforth, loved only useful games from a young age. Self-development has always been their passion. Aberforth, with age, developed a hobby that he devoted his life to: drawing. He understood that an irrepressible desire to do everything at once could ruin a person's life, but his sister had no intention of stopping. Izzy's passion did not subside, but began to grow. Being already a wife and mother, now she began to attend various clubs, classes for young mothers. The woman seemed to live for the sake of praise and constantly tried to prove to others that she was the best in everything. At first, she managed to make small progress in everything she pursued, but over time, the woman simply ceased to have time or even prepare for those very classes. Her husband and children suffered, but neither the man's efforts to bring her to her senses nor the crying of her sons helped. An exhausted Izzy ran from one club to another, and then her husband called her brother. The one who had once coped with his teenage creative addiction understood his experiences and the feelings of his sister, so he immediately dropped everything to talk with her. He found Izzy in her room, sorting through balls of wool. Aberforth began the conversation, but his sister immediately understood. At first, she was angry when she realized that her brother had come to intervene in her affairs, but she decided to listen to him. Aberforth said, "Let me just share with you a story I heard when I was a child," before looking up at his sister affectionately, taking her hand and continuing his story. Once an inquisitive and perky donkey went into the woods. There he saw a large, beautiful chest full of jewels. And, of course, he certainly wanted to take a few diamonds for himself. The donkey took a long time choosing the most beautiful stone, and, in the end, took 2 at once. But despite this, the brilliant find continued to beckon him, and, unable to withstand the temptation to become the richest in the district, the donkey put a whole chest on his back. Unfortunately, when the beast crossed the bridge over the river, it could not stand the weight of the precious box and broke off right under the donkey. Fortunately, the water was quite shallow, but alas, the jewels did not survive. The donkey rushed home in frustration, for he had nothing to keep for himself. It's good that the animal managed to survive on its own, but think about the tragic fate that could have been if the donkey didn't relent. He could have taken all the stones if he acted gradually, dragging one at a time to the other bank. And now we find you in a similar situation, Aberforth said, looking sternly at his sister. You can do whatever your soul dreams, but do not waste your energy in vain. Try to succeed first in one business, then in another, and then choose what you like. Izzy was touched by her brother's story about the donkey, and, frowning, nodded her head. I will try to decide and select the most beautiful stones, listening only to myself and no one else. It's great to develop yourself across many spectrums, but you should not disperse your forces on hobbies that do not bring any worthwhile result, even if others will believe otherwise.